Today's video is coming from an undisclosed location in the heavy woods of the grass forest or grass desert, and we're talking about the Bubi bottle. I'm not sure the pronunciation. It's B-U-B-I. The U has the two marks over it, so take it how you will. I'll probably get corrected on that. It's a silicone bottle, and as you see, it came in this lid in this box in a package. It was sent to me for a review, so here we go. I've reviewed silicone bottles before. Some of them I find kind of useful. This one is a little heavier than most. It's 22 ounces. It rolls up. It's got a unique shaped carabiner which slips over and holds it. And the nice thing is if you get it right, you can still pop it on your belt in a loop, carry it around with you, or on a piece of gear or whatever till you need it. A couple of these, I think, in your shite bag with a single-walled hard water bottle would probably be a good thing, because you could probably stuff in a big bottle with wide mouth bottle. I bet you could get 3 of these in here, which would open up your capacity for carrying stuff. Limited size, they don't weigh much, so that's a good thing. They're set up to have a stiff opening. It's removable to wash. You can pop this out like so. Take the outer ring off. Take your carabiner off. And you can tell I've been using it. And turn it inside out for washing. Now, I haven't tried that yet. Mostly the only thing I carry in these is water anyway, so it's really no big deal. But we'll see how big of a pain in the yak it's going to be. If it's like turning leather bags that you sew inside out, right side out, it can be fun. Reach in the opening. This stretches a lot. It gives pretty good, which tells me, unlike a hard water bottle, if you're out in the winter, you can freeze this and it wouldn't hurt the bottle. The only other hard bottle that I've seen that froze that didn't take any damage was a titanium one I've got that's really thick, and I would have been shocked if it had got damaged. It froze solid, didn't hurt it. Just keep going, turn it inside out. As you can tell, it's not as easy as what some people make it seem. It's like most things. Things are easier said than done. But if you keep stuff in things like this, that besides water, they'll get a coating on the inside. Sometimes they can grow, bacterial growth, or you get moss growth in here that you don't want or like. Not that the moss is necessarily going to hurt you, but you can take it inside out, completely scrub it, sterilize it without any problem, and then you go back. And here you can really see the patterning. I kind of like the colors on this one. It's kind of cool. And you take it back out the other way. Might as well check it. They were talking about being able to do this. The nice thing about a silicone water bottle is it's a hot water bottle if you need it. It can be a cold pack if you need it, because you can fill this up. It's got a wide enough mouth that you can fill it up with ice. If you've got an injury, you can ice it. If you've got sore muscles, you can put hot water in it and heat it. Put it back together. Put the outer ring on. Slip the inside in. This has a plus where you can drink out of it, and it'll keep the ice from wanting to shoot down your neck when you're trying to drink out of it. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does happen. It's kind of a cool addition. It also helps keep everything really solid, so that's a plus. Because if you get this on here tight, you can see, depending on how you get hold of the bottle, it does want to turn a little bit. That's silicone, that's a flexible bottle. That's just how life is. They've done pretty good to take care of that mess. It doesn't collapse in. It's strong. You get it full of air. We'll put the cap on. tighten it up. cap's not blowing off. So that's good. All right, now they were saying that you can put this in a fire and boil water. Not directly in the flames, but alongside. So we've got a fire set up. We're going to do that here in a bit once things get going, and we'll see how that works out. Granted, you can't leave a cap on it. Or at least I wouldn't. Water vapor tends to expand, and at some point, if it expands too much, this will give up the ghost. Anything will. Doesn't really matter what it's made out of. There's only so much stretch to things in life. And there it is back together. This cap is the sports cap. It's a replacement for this. Take it off. Add this cap to it. Pop it open. It's got a drinking straw. So for those of you that like this cap, this is available for it. I'm not sure if it actually comes with it. It was sent to me to test, so I've got to look that up. But again, it's real simple. Loosen the cap. Once you get it where you want it, roll it up tight. Put the ring on, and you've got it. We'll see what it does for water. They say 22 ounces. This is 30 fluid ounces. I would say that is correct. So now we're ready to go to the fire. Okay, we're at the fire with the Bubi bottle. I'm going to crack it, and this thing will take like 100 below to 500 degrees. So you don't want it directly in the fire. Prop it up kind of next to it. I cracked the top so it wasn't sealed. We got a fire going and some fresh material, and I'll add some Osage to it here in a little bit. Sun's starting to come out here in the great forest in the grass desert. It's actually kind of nice considering it's coming on November really fast and hard. Breeze is down. It's not too bad. It was very, very windy, so I couldn't do this for a little bit. And we got a bit of rain, so everything's kind of good. I don't have the fire directly on it. It's off to the side. From the camera angle, it's hard to tell. You don't really want the fire directly on the bottle. It's hard to tell, but inside the bottle, I just looked, you can see bubbles starting to form up, so it's coming up to heat. Stuck my finger in the tip of my finger in it, and it's very hot. So it is working. There are bubbles starting to come up. They're getting denser now. I left the ring on because that's what I'm going to pull it out of there with a stick. And with this, The plastic, you want to kind of angle it away because I'm not sure how well this plastic is for temperature, but the silicone should take 500 degrees without a problem. But with this, you could hang it from a string from a tripod, angle it next to the rocks. You don't want it directly in the fire, but it's doing pretty good. I think you can see it's really starting to boil now. I can see it looking over the top of the camera through the top hole. That's kind of impressive for a soft water bottle. Just in case you don't think this fire is kind of hot. Now I can see the bottle steaming. There it is. Brought it up to a boil. That water's hot. Okay, this is a bottle. It's still kind of warm. I dumped it out. You can see on the surface, it kind of cracked up the surface. This is the hottest part of it. It wasn't necessarily quite in the fire, but there's some flames kissing it, which probably is never a good thing on silicone. But it did bring it up to a boil. It is still holding. It did bring it up to a boil. It is still holding. It's holding pressure. Still flexible, as you can see. I don't know if I would do this too many times with it, but if you absolutely had to, it would work to purify water. You can bring it up to a boil. You want to take a while and keep it out of the flames, and kind of a best bet would be to hang it up and have your fire over to the side, and then hang it up and let the heat bring it up. But it'll heat water, do all kinds of things for it. And silicone, like I said, 500 degrees, so directly in the fire it won't do any good. And usually it'll take multiple heat cycles, for judging from the silicone cookware and stuff that seem to last pretty good. But you just don't want to take it hot. You can freeze, like I said, freeze it. If the water in it freezes and expands a little bit, it won't hurt this bottle. You should be all right with it. It's a nice bottle. I was rather surprised. I've never tried this with a fire like this. Looks like it's, yep, it's graduated for, you can see the graduation marks now that the sun comes up. And 22-ounce bottle. I think they run it at $22 roughly. I'm kind of impressed with this. There it is. Smash the subscribe button, such as you would, you'll feel some foe.